everyone, we're just on our way to California to see the hawk eagle nest, which is quite a surprise. I'm just going to see, so 1 second, we just, David Hancock is driving, so he's the eagle biologist. You know very well.
Hello. Turkey vultures 6, bald eagles 4. That's how many we've passed so far.
Okay, very good. I'm just going to quickly have a look and see where. One second. Where are we? Not easy to do this in the car, but I'm trying. Oh, I see. The connection has expired. Reconnect. Hang on. Some problem here. Hope this is going to work. Try all these different things here. Signal's breaking up at times. Okay, Mark, I got it. 1 second, I'm still live, that's good. Okay, hang on, I'm just trying to sort out some things. I'm sorting out some things. Okay, it should be better now. Okay, I think we're fine now. So anyway, let me start again. So we are on our way to California, which is very exciting and may be a very big surprise to you. We're just driving through Oregon at the moment. So this is eagle biologist David Hancock.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
And now, since we kind of started in a few seconds ago here, it's now turkey vultures 7 and bald eagles 4. The turkey vultures are coming on strong.
Yeah. So David is driving and I'm filming. And I can see your comments too. Hi, Gentleman Ghost. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Susan. I can see all you. I can see Mark, Carrie, Kathy. Very nice, Sherry. So here's the big surprise. We are on our way to the eagle hawk nest. So that's going to be the second time. Only this time we're going to broadcast in much better quality. And also very nice. We have a sponsor for a live stream, which is fantastic. That's the DVE store. That's a store for video, lighting, and audio equipment based out of Washington State. And they're sponsoring us, which is fantastic. So you will have the delight of seeing lots of live streams in the next days. And we've got eagle biologist David Hancock, who's going to give you an incredibly expert opinion on the nest, which is a big benefit. Where are we now, David, at the moment? Where are we?
Well, we're about not quite halfway through Oregon on the drive south. We've driven through Washington State, about 240 or something miles, 276, I guess. That's the exit that we would take to Canada. And so we've come down the 276 miles, and now we're about another 100 miles just about into Oregon. So we've got another 150 to go in Oregon.
And as you can see, you should have a very good signal by now. I'm doing this with a camera, not with a cell phone, and I can zoom in. I can show you how good this camera is. So we can zoom in right on the car's if I want to. And also, of course, the noise level is fairly high. Where are we going to? Well, we're going near Redding, California, right?
Right.
So that is the destination, Redding, California. So we've still got about 5.5 to 6 hours of drive to do. It's quite a lot. And you can see that's the device I'm using, by the way, in front. That's my own device, and that's sponsored by the DVE store, which is a special device that is picking up the cell phone here in the United States from AT&T. And they're sponsoring it, which is very kind. So thank you very much to the DVE store, who likes the educational wildlife broadcasts that we do on this channel. So there you go. It's all very nice. So we got the DVE channel, DVE store here too. Thank you to Guy Cochran especially, who has been so supportive with all the technical issues that I have had. And you can see how very good this is working. It's absolutely marvelous, and you can expect this type of high quality broadcast from the Nest, which is so exciting. This is the first time ever that we are able to give you a very unique event as it is, and in nature. And of course you saw the Eagle Hawk story that I was doing before, but I didn't have the quality of the equipment that I have now. So it's quite amazing. Yes, we have a very nice sponsor. So thanks to the DVE store, really great. So I'm just going to. David Hancock has so many stories. So I'm just going to give you a few stories. Tell us, David, what happened when we crossed the border to Blaine? What did we see?
Yeah, it was quite incredible. We crossed the actual border, and we were about 150 feet through the border. Just not even onto the highway yet, and coming down. Oh, there's another. Oh dear! Now it's Turkey Vultures 7. Sorry, we were just coming out of the custom compound, going to join the highway, and lo and behold, a bald eagle. Our followers at the Hancock Walleye Foundation know very well. It was the female, Mrs. Surrey White Rock Nest, who was right there beside the border crossing, and she comes straight down and grabs at a dead starling right on the road on the other side, right beside us. So I quickly pulled over and I stopped, and I got that dead starling and threw it away out onto the roadside, because I always do that with roadkills, because while electrocution in the city is the biggest killer of eagles, and being hit by other vehicles as the eagles come down to feed on roadkills is the second biggest killer of eagles. So I always get and remove roadkills, not always to the pleasure of my passengers, but that's the way it is. I've always tried to get rid of roadkill so that they don't result in the killing of another eagle. But it was so incredible. Our followers have been following that female bald eagle, and it's the one that about 10 days ago now broke her leg. She has 2 big young in the nest, and we have 2 cameras on that nest. It's called the Surrey White Rock Nest, or Surrey Reserve, SR Nest. We have 2 great cameras on, sponsored by the coming up to something here. Yeah, sponsored by the gentleman that did the big development where the nest was, and we talked him into making a reserve or a preserve of several building lots and keeping it for eagles, and he's done that. And then we went up and built a nest in this site, and on the second day the eagles came back from their Alaska migration. They went into our nest and have built it all up, and they now have 2 young. But about 10 days ago, Mrs. unfortunately somehow broke a leg, and it's now almost healed. How these things happen, I don't know. But there I am, about 250 meters from their nest, maybe 300 meters, and we see her come down right in front of our car. It was unbelievable.
Yes.
So I kind of feel really quite personally satisfied. This is going to be a great trip. If in the first minute and a half of getting into the United States, we potentially save our own eagle, the one that we built got the preserve set aside for, then we've built its nest, and now we've got some food at least off the roadway, so it doesn't get killed trying for it. So that was our beginning story.
Right.
It was kind of awesome.
Yeah. By the way, for those of you who have joined, I just see Amanda join. We are driving through Oregon at the moment. We are heading for Redding. Yeah, that's a silly pun, but that's just came to my head. But we're going for Redding, California, to live broadcast on the Hawk Eagle there. So we finally made it. I kept this quite secret simply because we didn't know if we could actually drive. You can see there's a lot of traffic on the other side. Yeah, David has had, David's 81, but he has had his pacemaker battery replaced, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funny. We were going to come a couple of days ago, and because I'm about to have my knee replaced, the doctor who was going to do my knee replacement said, "Gee, you got a pacemaker. You better have that checked." And I went and had it checked 2 days ago, and the doctor said, "Oh my goodness, David, you just go straight across the road and into the hospital, and you're getting a new battery in your pacemaker right then and there." Well, it turns out it wasn't until the next day that they got me on the operating table, and so I was in the hospital for overnight. But I now have a brand new battery in my pacemaker, so I'm firing again on all. I'm recharged. I'm firing on all three.
completely recharged. I noticed that. He's got even more energy than ever. And that's all good for the next days.
Hopefully.
So anyway, that is the reason why we didn't know if we could actually make it. Okay, so I was very quiet. I never answered any questions. So for those of you who asked, "Are you going?" and I never answered, that was because we just didn't know. And we really made up our minds last night to go, right?
Yeah.
That was very short. So anyway, so those of you who want to know where we are right now, so we're driving south. We are at exit 234B on the I-5 south
South of Portland.
South of Portland, and we've got a couple
In fact, we're also south of Salem.
south of Salem, okay. And if someone asked, yeah, how does Mark know? Well, Mark has a tracker. Yeah, he's tracking the trip, so that's why he knows where we are. And yeah, that's right, Mark. You said Swamp is saying you're all powered up, Mark. David, you're all powered up. And that's correct. And I'm going to give you another one of David's marvelous stories when he came with a seal on the I-5. Listen to this story.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Well, this is a long time ago, about 1965, and I was a grad student, and I was just fairly newly married, only a couple of 3 years, but I had a pet seal, a fur seal, one from the Pribilof Islands in Alaska. And we were going down to California, and he was in the camper with us. He was on a side cage on the side of the camper. And we stopped. In fact, we stopped just about 10 or 15 miles up ahead here. We're in the Willamette Valley. Willamette Valley. That's where we are right now. And we stopped as our first night's pit stop. And when we woke up in the morning, somehow with the driving, the bolting holding the cage on had shaken loose, and the seal got out, and we were right camped beside a river, and he got into the river and gone downstream, and we spent a day and a half looking for him, couldn't find him. I had a very good friend then who was the vet at the Portland Zoo, and I phoned him and I said, "Look, we're close. Maybe somebody will find him downstream before the river hits the ocean." And I said, "Would you pick him up for us?" And we carried on to California. About 2 weeks later, sure enough, he'd phoned me. And on the way back, going north through Portland, my friend at the vet at the Portland Zoo had received Sam, my seal. It turns out that he'd gone up on a kind of a boat ramp on the river to beg for food from somebody because he got hungry after about 5 days, and they had called the local police, the sheriff. The sheriff went down, and he was a fisherman, so he had a big dip net in his garage, and he caught Sam, and he put him in jail. And what made the newspapers across the country was Sam sitting in jail behind the bars of his jail. And then my friend, the vet at the zoo, saw this image on the Portland paper. And so he phoned them up and said, well, I know what to do about that seal. It belongs to a friend of mine. So we got him. And the funniest part of the story was my friend Matt put him in the Portland Zoo. And he put him in a cage